Alright, now that you've just finished part one of our songwriting lesson where we took a basic progression and spiced it up with some harmonic devices, what I want to do in part two is take some real well-known acoustic and electric guitar stylists and demonstrate how their playing style can have an impact on our basic progression. We'll take first a piano type of finger picking style and see how that gets a certain sound out of our basic chord progression. Then we're going to step a little deeper into something that's more James Taylor, Chet Atkins, Merle Travis style finger picking sound. From there we'll see how maybe an Elliot Smith style right hand approach with a capo will present these same chords in a different way. Then we'll look at the Beatles version, like McCartney's Blackbird, some John Frusciante style finger picking and interval displacement, and even plug Hendrix a little bit in there and some rock versions of the same chords. So check it out. First, let's look at how a basic piano style accompaniment that you might imagine, gling, gloom, gling, gloom, gling, that type of sound, can be pulled out of the guitar using the same voicings that we played in part one, and then some bar chord versions of the same progression, still with the same pianistic fingerstyle pattern. Bar chords. Okay, from here on things are going to get a little more complicated with both the left hand and the right hand. We're going to swap out some voicings, we're going to add some more melodic movement and get a lot fancier over here. The first version of this is going to be inspired by a little bit of James Taylor, a little bit of Chet Atkins, and a little bit of Merle Travis. So see if you can get something out of this. One of my favorite acoustic-based songwriters is a guy named Elliot Smith. What I want to do right now is show you how you can take a capo, play the exact same series of chords in a higher spot on the neck, and use a pretty speedy fingerstyle technique similar to Travis picking to get an almost Elliot Smith style sound. Capo on the 5th fret. Now this, even though it's a G shape, it's going to sound like C. Okay. Right hand is going to be this kind of thing. Here you go. Another favorite singer-songwriter of mine is Jeff Buckley, and a lot of people that dig his music think that he uses open tunings a lot. He does on some of his covers and a couple originals, but most of his original tunes sound like an open tuning based on the way he's allowing open strings to drone inside of small fretted chord shapes on a higher spot in the neck. So I'm going to play the same progression but using Buckley style chord voicings. Check it out. Okay, I'm going to take this shape and move it along the string set here, trying to outline the same chords in sequence. The top 2 strings will ring open through most of these. Okay, for this next example, we're going to take a Paul McCartney style finger picking technique that you hear in songs like Blackbird, I think also in Mother Nature's Son, where he's taking a two-note chord where he has a note he's moving along the 5th string and another note moving along the 2nd string, but he'll pluck the open G string in the middle of it with a kind of an alternating finger plucking pattern similar to Travis picking. So this will be the same progression again, inflected with a Blackbird style approach. Okay, I got a C and an E here, 2 notes in a C chord, open G string, gonna alternate. Here we go. Variation. Okay, that same interval spacing that we had in that kind of fake Blackbird figure, John Frusciante of the Chili Peppers, and he's also a solo artist, in songs like My Friends and some tracks on that Neandra Lades solo record, uses a lot of what's called a 10th interval to imply different chords in a progression. So what I'm going to do right now is use kind of a bass note, top note alternation finger picking style and see if I can pull out notes that imply the same progression Frusciante style. Okay, here's a C and an E from our C chord. We'll also kind of mix these up. Same notes in the C chord spread around. Here's what it sounds like if we walk through the same chords. Another one of my favorite rhythm guitar stylists is Jimi Hendrix. If you take songs like Bold as Love, Castles Made of Sand, Little Wing, and I guess even Wind Cries Mary, you'll see him getting into a pattern where he'll play the bass note of a chord, flesh out the chord a little bit with some kind of a strum or raking through the chord, and then deliver some double stops that are still directly related to the chord, usually major pentatonic or minor pentatonic rhythm fills. So now I'm going to take the same progression and try to stretch it out Jimmy style. See if you like it. Okay, at some point if you're recording yourself, you're producing your own demos, you might find that you want to take an acoustic figure, something similar to what we've been playing, and maybe fatten it up with some 2-note electrified, slightly overdriven chords, or just rock out. What I'm going to do now, just to kind of wrap this up, is show you how we can take the same progression and imply it with just 2 notes, kind of dig in with the downstroking action and make it rock a little harder. So I'll be using a pick for this one. So have fun. Well, I guess that wraps up our 2-part video series here. The first part, we took a basic 3-chord progression and spiced it up with secondary dominance, modal interchange, and some inversions. At some point in our video series here, one of us is going to do a separate video that will demonstrate a little more detail how to tap into the magic of secondary dominance, modal interchange, and inversions. So make sure you stay tuned, keep checking back for more stuff like that. In the second part of the video, hopefully the point came across that by being familiar with different stylists that you like, taking a basic progression you're presented with, you can start trying to experiment with those chords, mixing up the voicings, movement inside of the chords, right-hand finger picking or pick style techniques to shape the progression in a little more personal manner. So what I would stress more than anything, in addition to theory and all that stuff to understand the science behind these chords, is to really study in detail what some of your favorite players are doing that make basic progressions kind of sound more magical. So thanks very much. Look forward to seeing you soon, and keep picking.